Welcome everyone to Solomon's Crown, back at it again with another video. But today guys, it's gonna be quite a somber one. Breaking news, apparently Takeoff, one of the three of the legendary Migos rap group, has been found dead after an early morning shooting in Houston, Texas. This is news from TMZ Hip Hop. So apparently, according to multiple witnesses and law enforcement that arrived on the scene, a fatal incident happened around 2:30 a.m. I'm guessing Central Time in Texas, and this is when cops were called around this bowling alley called 8 around this bowling alley called 810 Billiards and Bowling. So apparently, not only Takeoff but Quavo, because I believe that Offset separated from the group, but they're all related apparently, but that's neither here nor there. But apparently Takeoff and Quavo were playing dice and an altercation broke out, and then someone opened fire, shooting Takeoff, hitting Takeoff in his head pretty much, and he was pronounced dead on the scene. So TMZ, according to TMZ, they said they found footage from the scene where you can see Quavo in an orange shirt and others gather around Takeoff. At first, they tried to move him, but then they put him back down, and Quavo yelled for someone to get help. Police tell us, according to the TMZ again, police tells us that two other people were shot, taken to the hospital in private vehicles. It's unclear what their conditions are, but Quavo was not injured. And to give you a little bit of backstory or backdrop on this, apparently Takeoff took a selfie at that same bowling alley earlier that night in the Houston area. And again, as I mentioned before, Takeoff, his real name is Kershnik Kari Ball, was the youngest member of the Migos group. Quavo is his uncle, and Offset is his cousin. And as you guys know, or those of you who are familiar with hip hop, they're famous for the hit songs Bad and Bougie, Versace, amongst others. Takeoff was 28, and the story is still developing. So, personally, I find it kind of disturbing with everything that's going on in the Black community in general, because just the other day, another rapper, PNB Rock, was killed at a Waffle House, and before that, a couple months before that, Young Dolph was also killed, and then a couple years before that, Young, or sorry, not Young, but Nipsey Hussle was killed. You also got others that were killed to gang violence or random acts of violence, like FPD Duck and King Von, etc., etc. So, just all in all, we got to do better as Black people. We just have to, because I'm just gonna say it. As much as a lot of people now are hating on Kanye, and I'm not saying that Kanye is a paragon of virtue and everything. Like, he's definitely has his demons. He's definitely going through a lot of stuff. But some of the stuff that he was talking about is right, where you have this music that's propagating a lot of the negativities of Black people in general. I see just throughout my life where it seems like Black people are always the ones that are being taken advantage of, especially our trauma is being taken advantage of. Because just looking at the incident, why are two millionaires playing dice in a bowling alley? Why is that a thing? Do you see any other races of people, millionaire people at that, playing dice games on a block? Like, what are we doing here? And then second of all, every time I see some type of Black superstar or black famed celebrity who has the money, who has a platform, who has the clout to make a change in his community is always killed. Why is that a thing? We talk a lot about, certain other races doing XYZ to black people and black people fighting through white supremacy, which is definitely a thing. Racism definitely exists and it's still a thing. It's still pretty much suppressing us, but why do we keep on doing this to ourselves? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. There there has to come a point where there has to be some kind of major changes, whether that's educating ourselves, coming more together, like stop the divisiveness, stop propagating. And I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and say like, yeah, I didn't listen to rap before and lyrics that were violent and all this stuff. But as I grew older, it just doesn't make sense anymore because all these guys doing like everything is the same now. And I'm not necessarily blaming them or victim blaming them, but it's the culture of violence and just selfishness and, oh, I gotta get one over this other brother or whatever. And we're just destroying ourselves. And then the so-called white supremacists and racists, or not so-called, but the actual white supremacists and people that are practicing anti-black racism are the ones that are just laughing because they don't have to put any effort in anything. We just do it ourselves. Because Quavo is another influential person who had money, who had influence that could be a change, it could be a positive change, but now he's dead at 28 for what? Over a dice game. Make it make sense. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And that's all I have for today. Peace.